Guys, T-minus 10 minutes for presentation. Alan's right here. Got my boy recording back here. These boys are getting ready. That'd be a fantastic presentation. Hello guys, my name is Owen Chu.
My name is Tyler Johnson.
I'm Luke Lavana.
I'm Pujan Patel.
Alan Jung.
And today we're presenting on what an AI Bill of Rights would look like.
So imagine if ChatGPT was not just on your laptop, but was standing right in front of you in class, answering any question you had with just one word. Today, we're going to test something like that. Meet ChinAI, not a real product, just a fake chatbot that we made up for this presentation. It will help us think about AI for this class. Like a typical chatbot, ChinAI responds to any prompt with just one word. We designed ChinAI to mimic the way AI systems try to give us simple solutions to complicated problems.
On this slide, I'm talking about the human values I'm built to follow, values that any AI system should have. At the top, we have fearless. I'm designed to treat every user equally, no matter who is asking the question. But under that, we have bias. My goal is to reduce bias by giving neutral and balanced responses instead of picking sides. Next is accountability. If I give a response that's confusing, harmful, or just wrong, my creators should know what is going on and how I should work. And I also rely on transparency. I'm trained to use reliable information so that what I say is truthful and as clear as possible. Finally, privacy. Anything you share with me should be protected and not used in ways you don't expect. And on the next slide, we'll work through the ways that each value should work and research to show why they matter for any AI system you use.
In one expert survey, about 75% of participants said men's values are taken into account at work, but only 44% said the same for women. If AI is trained on data from a workplace like that, it can quickly learn to give more weight to what men say. These examples matter for ChinAI because cases like these are ethical issues that are directly caused by us. So, when we group designed ChinAI, we tried to keep prompts, examples, and scenarios as neutral and inclusive as possible instead of incorrectly reinforcing negative values.
With a PhD from MIT and a former lecturer at Harvard University, Dr. David Grant studies how to tell if an algorithm is actually fair. In one of his many papers, Grant argues that it is not enough for AI to be accurate on average. An AI system that is fair should not dump more mistakes on one group over another. For example, it should not falsely flag Chinese applicants as smarter than others. He calls this idea equalized odds. Essentially, the rate of an error towards a group should be similar across groups.
All right, before we look about how we can put these values into laws and policies, let's look at some real-world applications about why people are so concerned about AI. In 2023, a picture of an explosion loomed across the internet. Sources said that the explosion came right next to the Pentagon. And of course, after that information came, chaos ensued. Huge news outlets like Russian Today spread this information across 3 million followers, and even the stock markets got affected, with the S&P 500 dropping 0.3% in just minutes. The effects were a bit small, but it was very noticeable. But now we just have to imagine, what if it was the situation was more realistic, and what if the picture was it was harder for it to be proved false? In 2024, our own UF professor, Patrick Traynor, gathered 1,200 people for an experiment about how if they could compare fake audio to real audio. And 73% of these humans got it right, but that number is just going to decrease logically over time because of just how AI is going to improve over time and how much it's going to be on the internet with different deep fakes and audio fakes. And Patrick Traynor also dealt with when Joe Biden had fake audio calls to people telling them not to vote in the primaries. This has all kind of really hurt AI, and that's what we're hoping that ChinAI can help improve. With all these different situations and challenges, it's easy to overlook the good things that come with AI, including for us students. With Conmigo and Alpha School, it creates personalized advice for teens, kids, and adults. And also it creates education paced at their liking. It's a new curriculum that hasn't been able to be made before. According to the team at Assad, a business and law school in Barcelona and Madrid, quote, AI is helping create more inclusive educational environments. Tools such as text-to-speech and real-time translation allow students with disabilities or language barriers to access educational content on an equal footing.
So now that we have seen real-world perspectives, let's see how the government has responded to certain AI problems. In Florida, when a political ad uses AI to fake what a real person did, it has to include a warning that says it was, quote, created in whole or in part with the use of general artificial intelligence. Texas passed a law called the Texas Responsible AI Governance Act. It ensures that when AI is used to make big decisions, like in criminal cases or in education enrollments, it has to be set up in a way that does not discriminate against users. Delaware passed a law in 2025 that gives citizens the right to request deletion of their personal data that is being maintained by entities or people. These laws are introduced in light of problems, not before. Lawmakers have an immense problem with these rapidly growing AI systems, while possessing an insanely slow lawmaking process.
And now with all this information, let's talk about our proposed constitution, which we have deemed the clank of rights. To deal with privacy, we want to maintain that the Bill of Rights deals with minimizing data collection, with only tidbits of information being stored that are absolutely necessary. And that data, when it's stored, will be stored securely and safely to avoid scrutinization from malicious software. ChinAI will strive to keep a relationship with its users, maintaining that its users will have control over their own information, and giving them clear and concise consent to know when they can optimize to opt out of profiling.
Transparency plays a huge role in gaining trust. AI should establish a level of clarity and truly explain what they are doing and why. It shouldn't be caught up with technical jargon, rather in layman terms. To be reliable, a chatbot should clearly explain its goal, its role to a user, and that user then understands the reasoning behind the AI's processing.
Another component of this is that AI systems should undergo regular testing with diverse datasets to address any potential biases. And if any of these biases are detected, developers should take actions to correct and relay this information to the general public. Additionally, there must be clear responsibility in the case of any casualties or wrongdoings, with identifiable individuals or organizations ready to take the blame for any actions of their artificial intelligence. There needs to be easy and accessible ways for these users to report issues, seek explanations, and be properly protected from any potential harm caused by these AI chatbots.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys, how did the presentation go?
It went great. I was the AI.
Exquisite, to be precise, but honestly, it was satisfactory.
One of the best moments of college of my life, bro.
That's the greatest thing that class has ever seen.
I agree, guys. I agree. Signing out.